back to Gander and my gear. Now, Tim House, we're going to move on to your electric guitars. Tell us a little bit about your electric guitars.
Right, so we start with this electric guitar. This is my Gibson SG. I believe it's a Gibson S2 Special from 1973, so it's older than me. I'll let you guess how old I am, but it's older than me. And I bought this off a drug dealer from a newspaper that we used to have in the UK here called The Exchange in Mart. And it said, genuine Gibson guitar for sale, £500, no offers taken. So I just sort of went in and said, yeah, I've got £500, I'd like this guitar. I looked at it, I kind of realised it might be something a bit different, a bit special. And yeah, it was a nerve-wracking experience trying to keep my cool, buying a guitar off a drug dealer. It may have been stolen from a famous band. All I know about the S2 Special is I think there was only about 3,000 of these made, and I think Angus Young from AC/DC has a couple of them. It's actually really light and it's got the wood finish and it's got a fairly flat bridge for an SG, and just the two tone and volume control and the two switchable pickups and a really flat headstock, which is kind of cool. It's nice and light, and I really like it. It's a good sort of bash around guitar. And I play this in a G tuning. And it's got like a nice angry sound to it when it's distorted as well. So there you go, kind of nice angry sound to it. Sort of, I like to keep it fairly bassy. And this would be probably my go-to electric guitar now for the blues stuff, which, as I said earlier on the acoustic stuff, now I've started playing a bit more folk punk stuff on the acoustic guitar. I'm going to try and keep it in standard. I've also even got a strap for the acoustic guitar, which I didn't mention before. So I've started playing standing up, but I will sit down to do the blues stuff because I'll have the stomp box, which I'll show you later. And yeah, I kind of like the sort of sit down blues vibe to it all.
So what do we have next?
So next we have the Fender Jaguar. Now this was a guitar I've wanted for a very, very, very long time. Ever since I was like 14, I always craved after a Fender Jaguar. I just loved how they looked, how they sounded. They had all the cool switches on them and the buttons, and they just looked kind of sleek, and always wanted a black one. Never could really afford one. And then a friend of mine who lent me this for a while then decided he didn't want it anymore, and he would swap it for a bunch of synthesizers. Now I had lots of really cool synthesizers like an SH-101, Roland Korg, C5 Yamaha synthesizer, drum machines and stuff like that, 808s and stuff, and I just sort of swapped them with him for this beautiful, beautiful Japanese special Fender Jaguar. And this has been basically my TCH guitar for a long time. I used it for TCH, which is a project I no longer do. It was Timothy C. Horace, and then I shortened it to TCH. I no longer do that project. I did lots of ambient and weird stuff. I've brought elements of that now into my songwriting stuff because I don't just stick to blues or stick to folk punk. I like to kind of move around. It was also the main guitar on Lost. This was the main guitar I used on Lost. Tend to keep it in a DAG-GAD tuning, and then sort of work around the DAG-GAD tuning, but it's been in G, it's been in standard tuning. It's sort of a pretty adaptable guitar. I love the bridge because you can do the Sonic Youth style stuff, especially with all effects on, which I'll show you the effects later. But this guitar is really cool. I like got the little whammy bar as well, little tremolo system. But it was very epic sounding for the 2CH stuff, and I've used it to write some of the Tourette Boys stuff as well, although often when I actually play with the Tourette Boys I play acoustic or I just sing, because Ben and Willie are far better guitar players than I am. And I believe we've now got another member called Paul as well, who also plays guitar and keyboards and bass, so I might end up with the Tourette Boys just being the straight singer, like bringing ideas on the guitar and then just fronting it live, which I quite like. I was the front man in Among the Missing and Soon the Darkness, so quite happy doing that sort of thing. But yeah, this guitar's kind of cool for doing dark sounding material, even doom stuff as well, because it's got that really rumbling low end.
So this is your custom guitar.
So this guitar is a very special guitar. It was made for me by my friend Ed Davies. You can see Ed there. And basically I was at a show and Ed was chatting to me and he asked me sort of things that I liked about electric guitars, just sort of nerdy things, and we were chatting and kind of explained, oh, I love Telecasters, but I also really love Jaguars and Mustangs and mostly the Fender guitars, although I do also play obviously the Gibson SG S2 Special. But he was saying, oh yeah, well, I'll build you a hybrid of those things, and I thought he was just being like nice, and I was like, dude, I have no money to be able to afford a guitar like this, but thank you so much. That would be really cool if it happens, but I'll let you know when I've got any money, because I'm usually quite broke. And he turned up to a gig in Swansea and he built this guitar for me and just gave it to me, which was really, really, really sweet of him. So massive thank you, Ed Davies, for this. And he's even written on the back of it, if you can see here, on there, that's got my name on the back of it, signed and everything. Built for Tim Holhouse, and I believe we've called it the TH7, because I usually put the number 7, it's my favourite number, after everything. And this guitar has a quite unique sound. I've played it out live a little bit. I'm kind of trying to keep it more for a studio guitar, because it's got quite a piercing high end on it. Do you have a listen? What I really do like about this is it's actually got quite a wide neck on it, and my big fat fingers fit nicely on it. And I've got this currently in just a drop D tuning, standard with a drop D for the low strings that I can. That's actually one of the songs I wrote on this guitar. I wrote the song Dark Days, which will be on the album Year, which I'm recording next year at Big Dog Studios in Antwerp. And I will take this guitar because I'm going to put all the high-end guitar stuff on with this one. And I just like how kind of high-endy it is and middly, high to an awful lot of, it goes really muddy when it goes bassy, but high end it sounds really awesome. It kind of cuts. You could almost start a post-punk band with this guy. And I like how it sounds. Because of that, it works as a part of a whole in recording. So wherefore on No, the previous album, I was trying to get a bit more of a doomy sound to it. The Jaguar was fantastic. This guitar wouldn't have worked for that. So it's guitars that work for certain things, especially in the studio. I always look for different sounds, and because my sound develops over time and over genres even, this guitar's kind of cool for that. So my last guitar is a Cigar Box guitar, which was made for me during the first lockdown by my friend Paul Smith. A massive thank you to Paul. He asked me what I wanted from a Cigar Box guitar and delivered. It sounds absolutely wonderful. It's a little beast made out of an old cigar box. It's got a couple of acoustic holes, as well as just one volume switch. No tone control, but don't really need it for a Cigar Box guitar. Lovely finished fretboard as well, and tuning keys. And it's just, again, it's in a G tuning, perfect for me. And there you can hear it. When it's fuzzed up, it sounds absolutely wonderful. And this is my latest Cigar Box guitar. I did actually have one before this, which was given to me by my friend Tim Loud. It was called Mabel, and it was one his partner, who's no longer with, made for him, and he passed it to me. And I did use that on the Just album, and also on the song Swamp Beast on Odd Even. But unfortunately that Cigar Box guitar died a horrible death after I finished recording Just. I went back to my parents' house in Dorset, and my dad was trying to be helpful and help me unload the car. Popped the Cigar Box guitar next to the boot, trod back and then trod on it and smashed it, unfortunately. So it's been really awesome to have this back now as a new Cigar Box guitar, and I'm going to try and write some more Cigar Box tunes, because you can go kind of wild on the slide with it. And also I'd like to mention, which I don't have here and I can't show you, but it's in the works, my actual latest instrument that will be coming is an electric bass, which is being made for me by my friend Vincent Sleggers, who is a fantastic blues musician and also a lovely, lovely human being, and has decided to make me a bass guitar, kind of somewhere like a hybrid of a Rickenbacker and something to his own custom. And I'm really looking forward to seeing it. I've seen some photos of it. I can't show you those photos until it's finished, because it's currently waiting for the keys, the tuning keys, and some strings on it. So I've currently got a bass that has no strings on it. I'll maybe try and show a picture of it as it is currently in this video just now.